Do you know some of the best advice I've been given about photography could also be considered some of the worst advice? Let me explain what I'm talking about, but first it's -1 outside, so I'm going to dress appropriately. Right, well that's the outside nice and warm. Let's get the inside a little bit warmer now.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child. You're so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you. Always in bloom.
So you've all heard the advice of the best camera is the camera you've got with you, which obviously is true in the sense that if you don't have any other camera with you, then that's the camera you're going to use. But don't get stuck in thinking that that camera is good and you should never upgrade. I think that's probably the mindset you might get from that message. And as with all advice on the internet, you need to take other things into consideration. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't let her. I'm sure you've seen the videos too. If you just type into YouTube, what's the best camera for photography? And you'll get a load of videos that will come up saying, the best camera is the camera you have on you. Or take amazing photos with an iPhone. I don't need an expensive camera to get a good photo. And I'm sure most people that are seasoned photographers can get a really good picture with an iPhone. And even the amateur ones can get a really good picture with an iPhone. I've seen some amazing photographers that just use an iPhone. But that's not for everybody. Right, okay, so this could make an interesting photo, even though the light is terrible. And this is obviously a viewpoint. There, some benches. However, I don't think this has been designed with photographers in mind, because, as you can probably see, encroaching through the whole image is all these treetops. So what I might do, so I might head down either side and see whether I can get a better viewpoint for myself. It's almost like a photographer has come through here and cleared the way to get a nice shot of that coastline and the estuary just going up there. So you've got Dawlish here, Dawlish Warren here. You got across the river there. You got Exmouth, Starcross, and then out that way towards Exeter. It's not going to make the greatest pictures because there's no light, but I'll take a photo anyway, because otherwise I've come out and I've not taken a single image. There's a helicopter in the sky somewhere. I'll see if I can get an image of that as well. Okay, so this is going to be a simple image. I'm going to get these trees here in the image. I'm going to cut out this tree on the left here and then have some of this, the hills and the Exmouth in the background there that you can see. And then what I'll do is I'll take a wider shot from the whole of Dawlish across and get that as a wide shot. But like I say, no light, so it's not going to be the greatest images ever, but hey, I'll give it a go. let's go over a good reason for upgrading your camera. Okay, so you're out in your garden and all you want to do is you want to take photos of your dog. You're not interested in wildlife and insects and landscapes and portraits and all the other types of photography. You just want to take some photos of your dog. So you don't need the best camera on the market. You just need your basic point and shoot camera. Wrong. If you've got I'm not saying you need the best, but if you've got a much better camera than your average point and shoot camera, the difference will be between 100 shots of your dog running around the garden, 98 being blurry, and spending 2 hours getting them, to 98 shots of your dog being in focus and 2 being blurry and only 10 minutes taking the photos, because your autofocus is going to be immensely better. Your image stabilization is going to be better. Your tracking is going to be a lot better. So there are a lot of reasons, even if you're just an amateur that just wants to get out with their camera and take a few photos, there are a lot of reasons why you should upgrade to a decent camera. Now, what you call a decent camera, obviously that's subjective to your needs. Something with rubbish autofocus isn't a decent camera for someone that needs autofocus, and so on and so forth. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is there are so many reasons to upgrade that I think giving advice out saying that the camera you got is the best camera for the job, no, I don't think it is. I think the camera that's right for you is the best camera for the job. If you can afford to go out and buy a grand camera, a £2 camera, go out and buy it if it's going to help you take photos. But if you want to get creative, or you just want to get out and take some photos and not have to worry about the settings, then upgrading your camera is the best way to go. Because if you were a macro photographer, for example, and you wanted to stack an insect image, now traditionally handheld, you change the focal points all the way through the range until you got the right amount of images. With the newer cameras, they will automatically change the focal points for you and take all those pictures all in a matter of a few seconds. So you can take handheld insect photos of living insects, get 100 photos, 200 photos of it, all within that focal range, just by clicking a button. It takes all the effort out of it. And if you're the kind of photographer that's not interested in learning all the aspects of photography and you just want to get out and take photos, that's going to help you tremendously. Whereas if you're sticking to your iPhone, then it's going to hold you back. Okay, quick shot of the obelisk, the no light obelisk. Very bland picture. Use the path as a leading line, and then try and frame the tree edges around the obelisk, because there's some on the right and the left. Some encroach over onto it. I could probably cut them out, and we'll see what that looks like with no light. Images on the screen. I hope you enjoyed those images, even though the light isn't the greatest, and I hope you kind of made sense of my ramblings. And if you did, or even if you didn't, let me know in the comments below. And it just leaves me to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.